You go in the lava. Ah. Oh. I actually might need this. I guess we'll know very, very soon.
Mojang just dropped the mother of all teasers today. After doing basically nothing to promote Minecraft Live besides this room, we've seen no less than 5 teasers on the same day, and even confirmation of a brand new hostile mob. If you want to learn what's happening at Minecraft Live and the hints that have come out so far, we're going to dive deep on them today, because Minecraft news is what we do here on this channel, and you can subscribe if you dislike house fires. But let's get started with the very first teaser from TikTok. And yes, you're gonna have to watch a TikTok and a YouTube video, I'm sorry, but here is the first teaser Mojang posted today. Okay, so it definitely seems like it's an ocean update, right? But basically nothing is revealed beyond that, besides maybe there's a scary mob. Let me just say, I'm really glad we have the high quality comments we have here on YouTube, because the top comment on TikTok is that the Ender Dragon's cousin or a glitchy creeper? How could you think it's either of those things? But in either case, there's clearly a mystery starting to form here, and in either case, whatever you think it is, it's starting to get clearer when we look at the second set of hints. These come from YouTube, which Mojang likes so much they decided to post twice on, the first of which was this short.
Don't need this, don't need that. You go in the lava, you go in the lava. Ah. Oh. I actually might need this. I guess we'll know very, very soon.
Minecraft is hinting that for their winter drop this year, there is going to be a brand new threat that will be best faced by using a water-breathing potion. This is very interesting because that isn't necessarily what you'd say about anything that's in the waters right now, but it gets even more interesting than that because they also posted this YouTube community post, which I've got to say, looking on the surface, it just seems like it's someone jumping in the water, but it does seem as though there is both a boat here, which is same model as normal, there's an iceberg in the background, I'm pretty sure, and then also it's in vibrant visuals, which will come up later. But let's now go into the Instagram teaser, perhaps the most revealing of all the teasers they did, because this confirms so much. So to show you it, it is "You died, Steve was slain by," and then a blurred out name, and then there is a pickaxe, there is a saddle, there is a bucket with a pufferfish, and then a regular water bucket. And what's really curious about this is the fact that it wasn't the ocean that killed them. Just to confirm, you can see they've still got 8 bubbles remaining, so they just got down there and then got murdered by something. But what is something? I think we know. Look at that word, and I know that it almost looks like you're just trying to read Nautilus if you read it too long, but seriously, if the word Nautilus has a 2N, the capital N, and then the T and the L would be big letters with a kind of in that part of the word, and so this perfectly looks like there is a brand new Nautilus that is going to be in the ocean and able to kill you within 2 seconds of going into the water. But it's actually even more interesting than that, because as it turns out, these items are probably relevant, not just the pufferfish, but the saddle too, something that Minecraft more or less spelt out on their Twitter, where they posted this: "We're going to leave this saddle here. Tune in to Minecraft Live to learn more." Wait, why is he handing me a saddle? And then, is he trying to hint that I should take it? Well, he's walking away, so certainly that's what I'm taking from this. But more seriously, Steve is saying that we need a saddle at the same time that every other hint is talking about the oceans. I think that there is going to be a brand new rideable mob underwater, and I think it's entirely possible that that same rideable mob will kill you if you don't somehow defeat it first. This wouldn't be that insane of a mob mechanic, after all the Bell Beast exists in Hollow Knight, but to really help me work out what it is that all of these hints are leading us towards, I asked you, the community, what you thought was coming in this update, and obviously my favorite is this deep sea update image right here that is, it's made up, but it's beautiful. This is from RIBX Toycat, and I also really like this post where someone just posted the crying emoji and then the monster of the deep depths. This theoretically could be coming with the new name of Nautilus, as long as it's not called the same thing, they can bring it to the game. But yeah, ultimately, I've seen lots of fun ideas, such as the idea that, yeah, there's going to be a new ocean ruins that would have this new Nautilus mob, and maybe the spear could come in via a skeleton variant. I did see someone get a little bit cheeky and say, yeah, the things I predict are a new weapon called the spear and something related to the Nautilus, but weirdly, despite all of the fun ideas, including from Ash, the new variant of the Drowned, there's nothing yet in the teasers that actually suggest we are getting the spear or a new weapon whatsoever. If you have been excited about a combat update, it seems as though Mojang are going very heavy on the idea that it's an ocean update that happens to have a mob that you can fight, rather than a fighting update that happens to have some ocean involved. That is what I take from all of these teasers, unless they're all just specific to one feature. But then it also raises into question the other teasers and what they mean. I mean, Tactical Smurf says maybe there's something Redstone related because of that red room. This is Vubui breaking into it. Indeed, VXN San says Java Edition controller support is needed. I've been arguing about this forever. Java Edition should support controller, and people always say to me like, oh, but no one really cares about it. I looked for the sake of this video, 7.8 million people have downloaded Controllerify, and 12.8 million people have downloaded Controllable. 20 million people believe that controller support is so important that they downloaded a mod just to have it. Think about how many people would use controllers outside of mods. Mojang, come on, you're messing up something basic here. Add controller support, and also, by the way, I've got some sad news for anyone who thinks an end update is coming, because Ali Alsfa says they think it will be coming in 4 years. S23 says let's not lose hope for it, and Jamie X Salmon says not an end update. I think that an end update will be a true update, not just a drop, and I think that what we're seeing teasers for is their big drop. But if you want to hold hope that tomorrow will still have an end update, they might reveal an update as well as the drop, but we might be getting a little bit crazy. Let's now focus on, let's leave this with Harrison, editor Harrison here, with a deep sea biome with a new structure ruins thing. Hopefully they do something about the fishing mechanic to update it, or even a potion brewing rework would be fun, or maybe the penguin could make a return. I'm just saying, the penguin and this guy, and according to 8-Ball Cypher, they've got 8-Ball in their name, so they must be right, the flamingo could make one hell of a trio to add to the Nautilus. This could be the update that really changes oceans forever, but I think it's time to ask, what is it that actually looks likely? A lot of people come to this channel because they want me to talk real about what we can take from all of this combined, and I would say, if I'm being entirely honest, that looking at these 5 teasers side by side, clearly Mojang wants us to know about the Nautilus now. This is the big feature that they are revealing of this update. Maybe it's the big feature of the overall update, and that would make sense because last year we had the creaking and all the rest of the features came in later. This Nautilus is going to be the headline feature and the thing that wants to kill you, as KMB says here. And therefore, I think it's useful to think about everything we've heard so far, and so here is how I would combine it. There is going to be a brand new mob, the Nautilus, and the Nautilus is going to be a threat that can kill you. However, he's going to have a weak spot to pufferfish. The reason I think that it's a pufferfish you feed him, and therefore eat, rather than one you turn into a potion, is specifically because the one they have in the def image here is off a bucket of pufferfish on the ground, and the way that you feed axolotls, clownfish, is the same way. It's a bucket of the food, so if you feed him enough buckets of pufferfish, or maybe just a single one, he goes from being a big meanie who wants to murder you into being someone that you want to ride. Maybe then at that point you need a water-breathing potion because he's the fastest way to get around in the oceans, but under the ocean. This would be a huge departure from how Minecraft currently works with the boats, which are of course not that great a water transport method, and so this would be really wonderful if that's how it all ties in together, although I have tied everything together so far, except for the spear and for the pickaxe. So I'm gonna have to say that the spear is maybe something the Nautilus can throw at you, maybe he's a more severe drowned, maybe there's a way that you can get the spears from him, I guess you could say, but then also there's the question of like, okay, so the spears, they come from the Nautilus in some way, but then what about all of the magma? This is something that looking at this image, genuinely, I couldn't see for a little bit, but if you look at this image again, is that magma on the bottom of the water, or is that vibrant visuals, but then it's the weird refraction that comes from the top? I decided to turn Vibrant Visuals on in my Bedrock world, where it is available, to show you that magma looks kind of like this, but far more orange, especially in Vibrant Visuals. The orange gets far more orangier than it was before. However, if we look at just the bottom of the ocean, you can see how, especially if there's sand at the bottom, it kind of looks like maybe it is magma. This is a very, very, very tricky thing, because I would argue it doesn't really look like either of these two things, but then when we get the gravel involved, it looks a little bit more accurate with the light coming in, but I think that this isn't magma, and therefore I think that there is no confirmed hint about some magma structure that exists above the ocean. And so as much as I would love it if Ash were right, not only because he paid me here, but also because of the idea that I love the idea of a structure, I think the only things we can say for sure is that we were clearly, anyone who suspected an ocean update was correct. The ocean update does seem to be happening, But I would suspect, based on previous things, we've got one big headline feature, which will be the main thing to market, and the big other part of this update. This is what they did with the Happy Ghast. They announced vibrant visuals, and then the Happy Ghast was like an afterthought, but it was still the main headline feature that most features tied into. Even the Copper Drop, the Copper Age, mostly ties into the Copper Golem, and so is Minecraft going for a mob-first approach, where they pick one big mob and theme everything else around it? Given that the one mob in every mob update seems to be the most popular with casual players, you know, normies if you will, I think that that is something that is very reasonable to say. And so are we about to get an ocean drop? Even though, according to my poll I did, asking if combat or oceans seem more likely, I think that now the pendulum has swung even further towards a Nautilus drop, at the very least, a ocean drop. I think that it's still worth saying that at this point, if you want me to give my real analysis, it is the slight skepticism that says that it's still possible that the ocean drop isn't happening, there's just a brand new ocean mob, and then the rest could be entirely unrelated Minecraft features, or it could be features that tie into this one mob. I would love it if there were a brand new structure. I would love it if there were a skeleton that threw spears. I would love it if any of these things came true, especially the flamingo. But what I suspect is we are going to be waiting for those things, and I also suspect that Minecraft are maybe, like I hinted earlier, still working on a big update, which hopefully they're ready to announce. But yeah, as far as big predictions go, maybe there'll be a Netflix show, maybe they'll announce their new game, maybe they'll talk about other collabs they're doing with other games, or maybe, indeed, the 1.22 update is coming, and it's a combat aquatic double redo. Think about it. Last combat update, 2016. Last ocean update, 2018. You know, both of these updates could be done at the same time if the update was big enough. Is that what 1.22 is going to be? Well, you might have heard recently, this is something I was trying to keep on the down low, but I've been outed. I am, in fact, John. His identity has been revealed. And so, you know, a lot of people, when they heard that, were like, so Toycat, what's your next big leak? And I've got one final leak to end this video on, and it's the fact that Minecraft Live is happening tomorrow, and you can watch it live with me on this channel. There are many places you can watch it. It seems like every creator has started co-streaming it in recent years, so, you know, maybe you could go watch one of those. But if you like me, and you want to hang and see a real kind of thoughtful analysis as it happens, then that's what we do here on this channel. For now, though, thank you very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Yeah, I feel like, you know, we could do a cave update if we're at it. If we're already doing some crazy stuff anyway. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the future. Goodbye.